Welcome back. So now you have an idea about how the grid system works. Now I know that there's a lot that I didn't tell you, but we have to start somewhere, and we can use this grid system with the knowledge you have now. So what we want to do next is we want to try and use a component right here. Now taking the components, you have a lot to pick from. I want to use the card component here, and as you scroll down you'll see a lot of great examples on how you can use the card component, but I'm looking for a very specific one, so I'll just keep going. Header and footer. I want a header now. I want something looking like this, where we can put in the customer details in here, kind of to make it beautiful, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this code right here. It represents this example right here. So I'm just going to grab all the code and we'll jump into our code, cleaned up a little bit because I just made an example here where we kind of put in these lines right here. I don't want to keep all of them. So I'm going into my code and removing at least the last two on here. I want to keep the button, and I want to make this div 12, and I just want to remove the HR in here. Where you go, and there I have my card. So now I have a card inside this new column right here, and let's see how it actually looks. Let me just put in here customer details because we don't want the other name. Jumping back, and let's have a look. There we go. Notice here we have something that actually looks like something that could be used for a details page, right? So the next step for me is going to be to actually remove this body information, and I'm going to make the body into a row because then we can really start using this colMD area once more. So I'll do a div here, and I'll say I want the first class to have a colMD of 4, and I want another div. Let's just put an A here so you can see what's going on, and I want another div to have a colMD of 8. So I'm going to make two different divs right here. This is going to contain the image, and this is going to contain the actual information about the customer. And let me just try and show you what this ends up looking like. So here the image is going to grab all this space, and this is going to kind of contain all the information about the customer. That's kind of the goal right here. So let's try and go back and actually add the image this lesson, and the next lesson we'll start talking about adding the other properties. So again, I'm going to add an image here. The source is, I need the source from somewhere, and again I have access to the placeholder right here. So let's just put that back in there. Placeholder.com, right? We made that earlier. I'm going to add the source here, and let's just make it big, like something like this. Let's see what actually happens. Jumping back to the view here to see what goes on. There we go. That's a bit larger than I wanted, but still, what can you do? Let's just try and have a look here. How much do we do there and there? That looks okay, but let's just put it down just a notch. 250, 250. I think that's what we're going to aim for right now. There we go. Let's try and have a look again. And Bashumi, there we go. That looks better. I want that. And again, I can start actually expanding this if I want to, so it's all the way. You can just keep playing around with this, and you can also, instead of putting in a specific image size, we could actually start deciding the image size in Bootstrap. But let's just keep it like this for now. I still want the rounded corners, so I'm just going to grab from the customer component CS, I'm going to grab this to add a small border for my image right here. So I'm going to just make it float left. That's not required anymore. I'm going to give it a small margin, and then I'm going to add a 10 pixel border like we had before. So I just need to add on my image the class of image, right? Image. There we go. Now let's have a look at what we actually got before we move to the next lesson. And that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Here we have like the customer detail image, and then I'm going to start adding all the details here on the side, right? See you in the next lesson where we'll start working with that. Have fun.